The views and opinions of this broadcast do not reflect the views and opinions of Armed Media, New Productions and its affiliates. Enjoy the show.
Here we go.
Alrighty, welcome to another Coffee with a Roach, the Lazy Sodcast. On this episode, we're out about town, talking to some of San Diego's most prolific entertainers and writers. Today, I've landed here at Lestat's, North Park on Adams Avenue, or is it City Heights?
It's Adams Avenue.
Adams Avenue, wherever that lands us in San Diego.
Normal Heights sign.
Normal Heights.
Yeah, it's a big sign right where the Normal Heights sign is. Don't confuse it with the other Lestat's where they have no entertainment or music whatsoever. Come to this Lestat's because this is where it's happening.
This is where you can see the one and only Happy Ron doing his thing every week. Can fulfill your need for the happiness.
Happiness.
So we're going to start off the show here. Good old Happy Ron classic. What song is this, Happy?
You want to hear a classic Happy Ron song? We're going to do Terribly Happy, but you got to sing along. When I go, terribly happy, you go, terribly happy.
I can do that.
You got to sing along at home, too. Otherwise, Happy Ron will be sad. This is the almost true story of my life. Working, packing groceries for long years. Looking for ways to pack up my tears. Why write my songs, try to make them snappy, cause it makes me feel terribly happy.
Terribly happy.
Terribly happy.
Terribly happy.
My girlfriend got pregnant, got sick in my car. While I built the crib, she just went and barked. So when she finally popped that kid out, she got terribly happy.
Terribly happy.
Terribly happy.
Terribly happy.
Life gets you down, turn it around and be terribly happy.
Terribly happy.
Terribly happy.
Terribly happy.
If I never make it, that's okay. You know I'm gonna have plenty more to say. It's all about the people who don't make me feel crappy. The ones who make me feel terribly happy.
Terribly happy.
Terribly happy.
Terribly happy.
Terribly happy.
Terribly happy. Terribly happy.
Everyone go.
Nothing like that classic positivity to start off a new episode right here with Happy Ron. How long have you been playing music, Happy?
Well, I didn't really start to play music until I was 30, and then I didn't really seriously get into it 40, and then I didn't hardcore serious get into it. Here in the last 20 years, I've gotten more and more. Now I get up every morning, 5 or 6 hours before I go to work at 10. As I get older, I get more and more hardcore on the young.
Awesome. That's super impressive, man. I wish I had that kind of a...
Well, the secret is you go to bed early. Like I used to, after I had my surgery, I used to be like a night owl. I'd go stay up till 1 or 2. And then, but after I work, after I get home at 6, and I'm not usually, my brain isn't wired well enough to write songs. I usually just, why not cut out some of that time? Go to bed like at 9 and then get up at 5, and then suddenly you're fresh in the morning before you go to work. A lot more done. So, night out like me, unless you got something really cool going on at night, go to bed early, get up early, and get stuff done.
Yeah, that's what I try and keep more of a regimented life in that respect now, so I don't have to feel so zombie-like the following day. And I work with knives. I'm a cook, so I could possibly chop things off that I need, and I don't need that happening.
No. No, not all. The point is, like people say, is it hard? It's like, no, I still get 7, 8 hours sleep. I just go to bed earlier. I go to bed. I don't even set my alarm, and I wake up after I got my 7, 8 early enough that I got stuff to do before I go to work. That's my little life tip from Happy Round. I wish I would have done that at 30 instead of.
There's so many things I wish I would have done when I was 30 and not kicking 40's door down now.
Exactly.
Like if I knew then what I know now, I'd have better credit. Is probably what I'm trying to say.
I've got good credit, but it's only because my bad credit's more than 10 years away, so it's dropped off the map.
Somewhere there's a president of Columbia House Records with my picture on a dartboard.
Exactly.
It goes that far back.
Yeah. Oh, those guys for all those 1-cent CDs.
What are some of your biggest influences musically?
Well, my biggest influence is the Beatles. Second biggest influence, of course, the solo work of Ringo after the Beatles. For 3 or 4 years, he was actually quite a few number one hits. Shows there's like 5 or 10 songs that most people recognize as really good songs. Some of them were written with other Beatles, and he just had like this attitude, like I can just go up on stage, have a good time, try to live a healthy life. 80 now, and he still goes up and have a good time. And then he does these shows where he has guest artists that they're all like one-hit wonder people. World's biggest open mic with Ringo Starr. So it's just like, I'm kind of like that, except for I'm not. I didn't used to be. And I also like Leonard Cohen and a guy named Marshall Rosenberg. Communication. Rogers is a big influence.
I can see that. You got that Mr. Rogers vibe. We just need to get you more sweaters.
Exactly. No, I got sweaters. I'm trying I say I'm Mr. Rogers meets the TV show South Park. Rogers with bike. I can actually play a song of mine that we wrote as a Mr. Rogers song, and then we got drunk and we played it one night, and it turned into a drunken sing along with Mr. Rogers. The song part goes, "I'm just here to be here for you. I'm not here to show you just what to do and how. I'm not here to make the pain go away right now. I'm just here to be here for you." Everybody, I'm just here to be here for you. You say you don't need anyone to help see you through. I've heard that before. We both know you do. I'm just here to be here for you. I'm just here to be here for you. If you don't believe me, I'll try harder. I'm gonna stay right here until you know the truth. I don't have a magic wand, don't have a golden ring. I don't have all the answers, know everything. I'm just here to be here for you. I'm just here to be here for you. It's been too long that you've been down, and I know it hurts. Time will speed up, you'll move on. That's the way these work. I can't keep you from the fate that we all face. I'm not here. Take your memories and hit erase. I'm just here to be here for you. I'm just here to be here for you. I'm just here to be here for you. That song was recently covered by a young man in Korea who I've never met. I saw it cover on YouTube.
It's awesome. It's amazing the reach you can have nowadays with the internet and everything like that. Speaking of which, what's the most surprising? I mean, obviously what you just said, but has there ever been any kind of correspondence from anywhere else in the world due to your music?
The most surprising one was 6 months ago. I put out my album 10 years ago, and there's a song on it called "I Don't Want No Angel." Very slow song, very meditative song. How when you're my age, you don't really want close to your age. So I was trying to reassure a woman. Well, completely out of nowhere, some guy said he heard that online 8 years earlier, turned it into a dance track. So it's like, I don't want no angel, I want you. Boom, 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 boom. So it's got this huge dance beat, and it's totally like the type of song a young hot woman would enjoy, even though the song is about how I don't want the young hot women. So they're going to release it like a major kind of thing. They're going to release it. They had me, I redid the vocals for them, and they're taking the track, and it's really totally, it's the same actual audio recording, but they added drums to it and makes it into a dance track. My least danceable of all my songs, and now it's going to be.
So it's your voice potentially in a European disco somewhere,
Exactly,
reverberating off the walls right now.
It's a style of music called future pop, and I'm sure when most people see Happy Ron, they think future pop.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's
well, they will soon if this song becomes a future pop hit.
Is it somewhere on the internet now?
It's not out now, but it's going to be out soon. You can check out all my music. I'm Happy Ron everywhere on the internet. Unless you're really cool and you're on Instagram, then I'm Happy Ron 1010. Apparently there are 9 other Happy Rons who ripped me off because I was Happy Ron first before all the other Happy, including before Happy Gilmore. That guy ripped me off as well, but that's another story. I'm not bitter about it.
You are the happiest of Rons.
I'm the happiest Ron. Well, I'm not sure if I'm the happiest, but
You're definitely the most centered of Rons that I've met.
Centered of Ron. That's.
We were talking about it a little bit beforehand, though. I wanted to ask you again, how do you stay so positive, and how do you keep such a level, cool head in today's society at large? You know, everything's a little bit weird nowadays. What do you do to try and keep level?
Well, the important thing is I've dedicated 1 or 2 hours of my life for the last positive thinking practice. I'll go home. I don't always like watch. Be more positive. Constantly feed positive information. It doesn't have to necessarily be how to be happy and all Pollyanna-ish. It can be like how to be present in the moment. It can be how to be strong in the face of conflict. But something about personal sort of. You don't have to be an alcoholic. You don't have to be not something that to feed yourself with some positive messages, because we all need that. And we're so disconnected from nature now. We're the same beings we were that out in nature, but now we're actually living in the aquarium. It's artificial environment. It's really cool in some ways, but it's also we're out of sync. Biology is out of sync. The main thing is always being present in the moment. Focus yourself on being what's around you. Present in the moment, you can't. Not going to be that unhappy.
Yeah, when you get stuck in your own thoughts, and the person that lives in between the two sides of my skull, that lives in there, that voice that can just pull you down if you sit by yourself too long. I can't. Right. And people like you, I really admire for that reason, because you're able to so positive. That's why I want to ask you, and maybe it can help some other people out there to stay on the right side of life, Well,
there was a study done where they had these rats in a cage, and they alone in a cage with nothing but cocaine. They got a little thing. When they were alone in the cage, they would all serve cocaine until they died. They made another cage that had a bunch of rats in it. It's like rat paradise with all these fun activities, all these stuff where they're involved with each other. Almost none of them wanted the coke because they'd rather be involved with around doing their thing with rats. Didn't think of addiction as being, if someone's addicted, you shame them and you get them to, no, someone's addicted or someone addicted to unhappiness is the biggest addiction of all. You involve with them, you so engage them, because we're going to choose life over drugs and death if we really have that option, if we really, right? Because
yeah, I mean, I've been pretty low places in my life, and that's what you just have to do, is you have to focus on changing your way of thinking and being just having a more positive outlook, man. It's easier said than done, sure, but it does really help with every aspect of life.
That's why I like when I did my song Happy, because up to terrible, like you're going to be, I wish I was one of those people like, hey, let's all be perky all the time, but and I wish I was, but I'm not. I'm kind of terribly happy. I'm happy, but life can be rough, I'm not. Life's easy, because it's not. It's really hard, but it can be. Yeah.
Very well said, Ron. wanted to ask you too. You guys at home can't see this, but he has a adorable guitar. It's like less than half the size of a normal guitar. We were talking about that before we got the mic going here. What kind of guitar is that, Ron?
This is actually called a guitar ukulele. It's made by Cordoba. It comes as 6 strings, and it's tuned like a regular ukulele, but there's special strings you can buy where it'll be tuned like a guitar. And actually, I teach music. I teach the organic way of learning music, body, and trying to get my students to get them, because the reason why people like ukuleles now, I think it's because it's the 4 strings. No, it's not. People don't think about the tension that you have when you have a regular guitar. And regular guitar, it's pretty heavy and it can get to you. And if that works for you, that's fine. But for a lot of people, it's stress. Oh my God! And they think they don't know how to learn. But the problem is they're actually just getting overwhelmed by carrying around a heavy, like they're pregnant. So that's the big thing that discourages people from getting music, is the actual weight.
Yeah, I love how that thing sounds too. They're starting up the open mic inside of Lestats, and that's what you hear in the background. There's dozens of really talented artists out here in San Diego. They tend to converge on this particular open mic every week. It's one of the best ones.
Yeah, it's the most prestigious one, because there's always like 40 people that want to play 20. It'd be a heartbreaker because you don't always get to play.
How long have you been coming down, man?
I've been coming down here probably for, I think, 10 or 12 years. So pretty much every Monday. This is my center, one of my center of operations. This and the Space Bar in La Mesa. Monthly show at the Space Bar, not Space the bar, but Space Bar, which is more like a coffee shop, wine bar place. Really nice place.
I've done stand up there. It's like the Space Bar on a computer. That's exactly. How Space Bar, not exactly. Space the bar.
I do the 4th Saturday, do a free show there, and then I always have my band and then guest artists play. It's always and they have music there almost every day. They have open mic Thursday, open mic Friday, and they got music every Saturday and every day.
Nice. Yeah, you're one of the I would say staples of San Diego music now, because since I met you, which I'm gonna get into in a second, since I met you, ever since I learned your name, I steadily saw it either in social media or on electrical posts, on a flyer, something like that. You've always been like just there, and you've always had your name on the lips of San Diego locals that are connoisseurs of local entertainment, man. And I want to hats off to you, because it's been awesome. And like I said, since I met you, when I did meet you, first time I met you was at Undisputed, the boxing gym.
The boxing gym, yeah. I used to be disabled. I was born without a socket in my left hip, and so I was kind of walked around with a massive limp and fragile. And so I said, well, I want to learn to beat the crap out of people anyway. So I took boxing lessons. It was really a great experience, because one of the problems in our modern society is we're all up in our heads, and it's good for do computer stuff and all that stuff. Very important, very good to do. You also got to do something to get not going to be healthy. I wrote a little song that I beat the crap out of you. You beat the crap out of me. What does it matter? Because soon we be a crap beating family. Beat the crap. A crap beating family. Beat the crap. When the mat you must eat. You are the fresh meat treat. Don't you give up in defeat. Because next time is crap you will beat. Beat the crap. I beat the crap out of you. Beat the crap. You beat the crap out of me. It doesn't matter, because soon we will be a crap-beating family. Woo! A crap-beating family. One more time. When the mat you must eat. Now you are the fresh meat treat. Don't you give up in defeat. Because next time the crap you will beat the crap. Next time the crap you will beat the crap. Maybe I beat the crap out of you. Beat the crap. You beat the crap out of me. Beat the crap. It doesn't matter, because soon we will be a crap-beating family. Beat the crap. A crap-beating family. Beat the crap. A crap-beating family. It's one of my lesser-known classics.
That's classic for sure.
That is not about domestic violence. After all, it's against violence unless it's done in the ring or to spread happiness. Check the week.
And how long did you do the boxing for?
About problems that people have nowadays. Outlet. That's not natural at all.
Yeah, it's best to have a good outlet, whether it's some sort of sport or something, or
Absolutely.
art, painting, crocheting, even.
Crocheting, yeah. I mean,
the smallest thing. Like I've gotten really good at sewing since I quit drinking, and you'd be surprised the talents that work their way to the surface, that bubble to the surface, if you will. Speaking of booze, but we're once again, like I said, here at Lestat's in San Diego. If you're ever here in San Diego, make sure and visit this beautiful, beautiful coffee shop. They have delicious cheese danishes, and even more importantly, they have Happy Ron every week here at Lestat's. Ron, what's a project you're working on right now?
well, I just wrote a new song. Only the second song I ever wrote that's about my former disability. Got my hips replaced a couple years ago.
Congrats!
Thank you. And people, it's a big change for me. But this is why I took my disability and turned it into kind of a universal thing about how we all have problems. I was born a little lopsided, barely stand on my own 2 feet. I couldn't go where I needed to go, the place where we could meet. Gravity, it won't happen till you're ready. Gravity is what I need. Better hold myself steady. Should I be a bit more sexy? Should I be a touch more strong? Should I be just what you want me to be? Gravity will bring you to it. It won't happen till you're ready. Gravity is what I better hold myself.
Happy Ron, everybody, with a brand new song for you.
Hot off the press, hot off the press.
Right here on Armed Radio, Coffee with a Roach, the lazy sidecast. We're getting ready to wrap things up here. But before we do, I want to remind you to go over to cultmusic.com, cultmuzic.com, for back episodes of Coffee with a Roach. Also, there are other random episodes over on the Podbean account. And make sure and check that out. Come to 40 Ounce to Funny comedy shows all over San Diego. And make sure and come down and win some raffles. We got Bay City Brewing, we got Main Tap Tavern, and we got Paradise Lounge. And I'm not sure what else I'm doing right now, but look up the Smartleys on Facebook. And Ron, what's a good positive note you could leave us on?
I have to sing a song.
I would love a quick song, Ron.
The song's called If You're Bored in San Diego, It's Your Fault. I have some friends who say they got nothing to do. They're always dissing my city, and they think that I should too. We got nowhere to go. I say don't live in a vault. You live the dream in San Diego. If you're bored, then it's your fault. If you're bored in San Diego, it's your fault. If you're bored in San Diego, it's your fault. Breathe that fresh air, we got plenty to spare. Turn off that computer, head down to Hooters. We got a zoo like you. If you're bored in San Diego, it's your fault. If you're bored in San Diego, it's your fault. So you can find me at HappyRon10 all over the internet. And HappyRon10 if you're really cool and on Instagram. I lived in San Diego since way before I was born. I've traveled to many cold places to return to where it's always warm. Like a smoke, I have to call it to a halt. I live the dream in San Diego. If I'm bored, then it's my fault. If you're bored in San Diego, it's your fault. If you're bored in San Diego, it's your fault. Breathe that fresh air, we got plenty to spare. Don't act like that, head to Lestats. We got a zoo. If you're bored in San Diego, it's your fault. If you're bored in San Diego, it's your fault.
Happy Ron Hill, everybody. This has been Tommy Lucero with Coffee with a Roach, the Lazy Sodcast, on location here at Lestat's with the one and only Happy Ron, my former undisputed boxing buddy. Keep it positive out there. Don't be...
We got 2 minutes, buddy.
And we'll talk to you next time. Check out 40 Ounce to Funny on Instagram. Check out at Tommy_Lucero on Twitter. And check out Tommy Lucero on Facebook because I get lonesome and like to talk to strangers. With that, we'll see you next time. From Happy Ron Hill, from Tommy Lucero, Coffee with a Roach, Lazy Sodcast. Check out the Smartleys. Have a good one, guys.